If you've been injured, the insurance company that you hear from is not there to help you.
Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Attorneys for Nickolas Von Alst were in court on March 8th. Von Alst was involved in an attempted robbery on June 24, 2020, when he and Kyle Bickerstaff allegedly attempted to rob a juvenile of a gun. The robbery attempt turned into a physical fight that resulted in the juvenile shooting Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff succumbed to his injuries, and the juvenile was not charged in the shooting as it was determined to be self-defense. Von Alst was facing a felony murder charge because the crime resulted in a death. Jason Ernst, attorney for Von Alst, filed a writ of habeas corpus in the case, stating that Von Alst should not face felony murder charges as he was an accomplice in the crime and not the person that fired the gun. After considering the evidence, Judge Lane reduced the charge from felony murder to attempted armed robbery. Ernst stated that there has been talk with the state and they are currently in negotiations. Von Alst's trial is currently set for March 23rd. Ashley Winn was due in court this week. Attorneys for Winn say this is a post-conviction matter. The evidentiary hearing is challenging the validity of her conviction, citing defective counsel. Winn was found guilty in 2019 for DUI causing death and DUI causing substantial bodily injury when, after a night of drinking, she ran a stop sign and crashed into another car. The crash killed Christine Weir, and her fiancé, Brian Schwanweir, was also severely injured. Winn was sentenced to 16 to 40 years. When attorneys appeared in court for Winn's hearing on February 22nd, they requested a continuance to March 8th so that Winn could appear via closed-circuit television from jail. The court was unable to arrange the teleconference, so once again, the date has been postponed. Expect to see attorneys in court for Winn on March 22nd at 11 a.m. And Eric Wychunas appeared for arraignment in Judge Wonker's courtroom on February 26th. Judge Wonker was unable to arraign Wychunas because he tested positive for methamphetamine and amphetamine. Judge Wonker offered Wychunas one more opportunity to do right and rescheduled his arraignment for March 12th and placed him on random drug testing. But Wychunas was arrested again on March 6th after deputies responded to a call at the winery supermarket for a domestic in progress. Wychunas refused to cooperate with the investigation and began walking away after being instructed by law enforcement to stand in front of the patrol car. After continuously refusing to comply, the officer attempted to place him in wrist restraints. While trying to pull away, he struck the deputy in the face multiple times. He was placed under arrest at that time for resisting a public officer, battery on a protected person, and giving a false statement to obstruct a public officer. Prior to this, he was arrested on October 27, 2020 for a battery by a prisoner, battery on a protected person, and battery by a prisoner on parole and probation. He was arrested on October 24, 2020 for domestic battery and September 23, 2020 for giving a false statement to obstruct a public officer. His next appearance before Judge Wonker is tomorrow morning. I'm Missey Kohler, and that's been your court report.